Best greetings from Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. My name is Viktor Fursov, and today, May 12, 2020. I'm in Kiev, the capital of Ukraine, and I'm very pleased to show you this stream during this wonderful springtime, May 12th. By the way, it's very sunny after raining yesterday. And today I am very pleased to read you some Ukraine business news. Actually, probably you are receiving different spam in your computer with different news all around the world, and all these news are usually falling to spam folder. And I have also spam folder, but this is spam folder I have especially with one interesting electronic newspaper which is devoted actually to news in Ukraine regarding business. And it's actually managed by James Brook, and I'm very pleased to read it partially with some of my comments because I like these reports because they're short in few lines and actually they're very positive. But I will try to comment some of them at least. Okay, let's go forward. What about business news and something interesting and entertaining in business in Ukraine now, even lockdown time, when everything is closed and most of people are just sitting inside their houses? And actually, on this day today, actually, many measures will be done and was done just to reopen the quarantine, at least partially, as the government announced it, and just the second opening will be on May 23rd, actually. And what about news? Okay, let's go. Ukraine will reconnect with the world on Saturday, May 23rd, with 3 major airlines posting flights to a long list of destinations from Kiev, Kharkiv, Lviv, Odessa, and Zaporizhia cities. Such air companies as SKYPE, Wizz Air, Ukrainian International Airlines are posted schedules and are selling tickets on May 23rd, the latest end day for the quarantine in Ukraine. Czech Airlines Czech restarts on May 24th with flights from Prague to Kiev, and on May 25th with flights from Prague to Odessa. Lufthansa company resumes flights to Kyiv on June 1st. Actually, 2 months ago, on March 14th, the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine banned non-resident foreigners from entering Ukraine. And recently, last week, Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba talked about a resumption of international flights in international airports in late summer, or renewal of flights in late summer or September. So it's a quite long time, by the way. It's unclear how the government will react to airlines' moves to restore flights. That's a difficult situation. On Wednesday, Bulgaria opens hotels and lifts its ban on tourist trips around the country. So welcome to Bulgaria. What about Turkish Republic? Turkey starts its tourism season on May 24th, the day after the end of Ramadan. And actually, it's fortunately, this is a day of end of a quarantine in Ukraine as well. So let's go to Turkish Republic. Ukraine has not made public a timetable for reopening for foreign tourism. Measures for population: Ukraine has a lower COVID death rate than its 2 Black Sea neighbors, fortunately. Actually, in Turkey's rate is 44 deaths for million inhabitants. Bulgaria is 13 and Ukraine is 10. But still, these are also tragedies for all countries. I will not tell you about just this death rate in Ukraine. About COVID-19, it's not interesting. Well, what about starting today and tomorrow, already today, in Kiev, cafes and restaurants are to start opening summer sidewalk terraces. That's a great. I have not been yet in center of Kiev because still all transportation system is closed. Patrons are to read posted menus and orders through a window, to master restaurant staff standing 1.5 meters away. Tables are to be spaced 1.5 meters apart, with only 2 patrons per table. Patrons do not have to wear masks while they eat. Well, yes, customers. What about barbers? Well, barbers and beauty salons will also open today on May 12th by appointment only. Chairs are to be spaced 3 meters apart and attendants are to wear masks and gloves. Strange. Customers are to be masked and to wait outside, spaced 1.5 meters apart. Yes, in a long queue, probably. Due to congestion, the Kiev metro transportation system will open on the final stage of lifting the quarantine on the 23rd day of May, or even probably in May, July, as our Ukrainian chief safe sanitary doctor tells to Ukrainian mass media. In June, July, that's terrific. Well, what's about money? What's about money? The Monetary Fund, International Monetary Fund, dealing and suggestion not printing money in Ukraine, and this is the way to handle the unspurge in government spending to ease pain caused by coronavirus camps, as governor of the National Bank of Ukraine told to Ukrainian government committee on finance and customs policy. What did they say? This bureaucrat said, the medicine should not be worse than the disease. Warned this big central bank chief. Remember Ukrainian story, he said. The uncontrolled printing of money to finance governmental spending has always ended in disastrous consequences for the economy. Of course, you can make everyone millionaires. That's funny. But these millions will not be worth anything. Yes, very wise central bank chief advises. Because they are rich. And for others, for poor, who knows? Well, what about regulations? The central bank last year lifted about 40 restrictions on national exchange market. And now we are expecting that the National Bank of Ukraine has accelerated towards full currency liberation. They proclaimed it. Let's see what does it mean, this currency liberation in Ukraine. Nobody knows. Nobody knows because they do this blah 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 all the time. What's about agriculture in Ukraine? That's a good news because agricultural export is just growing in Ukraine. Despite industry is not working in Ukraine, but agriculture is working because agricultural workers, farmers, they need to go to farms. They need to go to the work without any quarantine measures, definitely, because we are plugging, they are working. They are not sitting at home. Farmers, villagers, they are going to work. And what's about export in Ukraine? Yes, some business is growing. People are doing business on export. Ukraine grain export has hit 51.5 million tons. This is up on 18%. Yeah, because probably something people are trying to sell everything from the stock. While with the marketing year to end in 6 weeks, Ukraine is expected to export a record of 54 million tons, as Minister of Economic Development, Trade and Agriculture said. Export levels on the top of grains. Corn, 27 million of corn is exported. Wheat, 19 million tons. Rye, 8 million tons. And barley, 4.7 million tons. Everything on export. Ukraine is so rich in grain. Well, everything is just exporting and just import for all stuff from other industries, because industry is just collapsed already in Ukraine. Sorry about that. But at least something is working in service, like restaurants and some barbers. Okay, what's about agriculture again? Across Ukraine, the sowing of spring wheat, barley, oats, peas, and sugar beets are completed. That's a good news. On about 13 million hectares, the share of corn and sunflower increased. Well, everything should be taken from the Ukrainian land. More money from barley, soy, sugar beets, and these hectares are decreased. Sugar beets, soy, and barley. Well, rains, which came just last week, eased drought conditions in much of northern Ukraine. Well, that's good, as National Weather Service said. What will be later, who knows about rains? And drought can be increasing in many places if it will be very hot weather. Well, we received very interesting politicians in just only, not many, just only one interesting politician. This is Michael Saakashvili. And what's happening? He started to proclaim different things. He's promising to breathe a new life into president plug-in free market drive. Well, good idea. In the series of interviews since his appointment led to Presidential Reform Committee, Mr. Saakashvili is demanding aggressive deregulations in business. What did he say? Well, let's read this news. At least you will hear. You can listen to my funny story. Okay, he said, Ukraine needs to stop stagnating. Mr. Saakashvili wrote in his Facebook, and referring to politicians who sought to block his appointment, he said, most of the people in Ukraine who tried to talk him out of it, those who want Ukraine to maintain the status quo. His status quo is stagnating. Well, stagnating during the long time. Who knows what will be going on again? What did he say? Okay, at least his proclamations are just promising. He said, Mr. Saakashvili, the ex-president of Georgia, who came to Ukraine as a new politician and who got a very small administrative position. He said, with the challenge of imminent huge crisis, there might be no other options but fast reforms and changes, he told to Reuters British company, referring the global recession caused by coronavirus restrictions. Because we are dealing with a situation when Ukraine either changes or disappears as we know it. Well, not very promising. Referring to post-independent government, he said, we created some ugly post-Soviet structure that is more or less in many ways more corrupt than Soviet Union ever was. Well, he enjoyed Soviet Union corruption in his position, and now he's just fighting with post-Soviet Union bureaucracy. That's very funny, because he was himself just a Soviet bureaucrat, and then bureaucrat for his career in Georgia as well. Well, but he said that this bureaucracy and stagnating and corruption system is killing Ukraine. Well, some bureaucrats were collecting money, and just some kopecks, some pennies are going to Ukrainian people. That's a normal position in capitalist country. But in bureaucratic and corrupted country, this is mainstream. Yes, that's true. What did he say? Also, Michael Saakashvili, he said, the main thing that Ukraine needs is freedom. That's lovely. He told it in a television show. Freedom from the whole army of people who have been drinking the blood of enterprising Ukrainians. for the last 15-20 years. Freedom from unreasonable regulations they have imposed on business, freedom from unfair taxes, freedom from absolutely stupid customs regulations, and freedom from customs brokers. Yes, good declaration, just in speeches, but who knows how it will be going on in the future actions of Saakashvili as a politician, and what will be doing another politician in Ukraine. Because policy in Ukraine is really unpredictable, always unpredictable. It started from 1991 till the present time, all this time of independence in Ukraine. We have this large kind of waves of policy and waves down for stagnating economy, by the way. But at least freedom in mind and in some actions is really presented in Ukraine, and it's a good idea. At least we can talk and we can meet online and discuss it about capitalism here online. Well, thank you for watching, and this is the short stories that I enjoy to read and enjoy to discuss a little bit and to get a little bit inspiration that not everything is so bad in business, that some people are just thinking that businesses has some promises, but I worry really that if business is sitting all the time at home, in houses, business will not be growing. Agriculture is a part of my city because I'm sitting in city, but agriculture is outside, so I have no idea what's going out. But I knew that everything was not so good in agriculture. Market is closed, good, and I don't know what's about some small farmers who want to sell something. At least big shops are opening everywhere in Kiev and totally in Ukraine, but markets closed. And for some local people who have made a little bit money, for them this kind of stagnation of economy is not so profitable. Who knows what's going on in the future? Okay, so what we have some disconnections by the, but write your comments under this video, and looking forward to see you as subscriber, and welcome to Ukraine after the quarantine time when business, all these roads, airports will be open, airplanes will be coming to Ukraine, and roads and trains will be going in both ways to Ukraine, out Ukraine, not only outside of Ukraine to earn money out of Ukraine, as many Ukrainians are doing in the present time. At least now they came inside because they didn't have work abroad in other countries. So they came into Ukraine, so spend this quarantine time with families. And after that, hopefully we will go somewhere to work abroad again, just to north, to south, to west, or to east. Where did you come yourself? If you are just such a migrant, write your comments under there. Or if you are just businessman and you want to come to Ukraine to spend money or to earn money, definitely to earn money, write what do you want to find in Ukraine. Your comments will be very much valued under this video, and I will be trying to answer for some questions if I can be expert on this question. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. See you soon on my channel again. Bye bye. Subscribe to my channel.